This is a bounce animation, and there are almost no good tutorials on YouTube teaching you how to do it inside Resolve. But in this tutorial, I am not only going to teach you how to do it, but I'll also give you a plugin which you can use to add animations, including the bounce animation with just one click. So you better stick till the end. Let's begin. So, I am inside Fusion. I've already added this background node and changed its color to dim white. Then, I'll take this DaVinci Resolve logo and connect it after the background. You can use shapes, PNGs, or anything you want to add the bounce animation to. Then add a transform node to resize it. This looks perfect. Now for the bounce animation, we need to add 4 keyframes on the timeline, each having 10 frames gap, like the first keyframe at frame 0, second at frame 10, third on frame 20, and the fourth one on frame 30. After adding the keyframes, do this. Leave the first 2 keyframes as they are and go to the third keyframe that's on frame 20. Here go back 1 frame and add a keyframe. Then go to the original keyframe at frame 20 and remove it. Then go to the last one, which is on 30, and this time go back 2 frames. Add a keyframe and remove the original one. Now, go to the first keyframe, make sure the transform node is selected, and decrease the size all the way to 0. On the second keyframe, increase it a little bit. Then on the third one, decrease it a bit. And don't change anything on the last keyframe. If you play it back, it's looking choppy, so let's smooth it out. Select the transform node and open the spline editor. Select all the keyframes and hit S on your keyboard. And there you have it, a smooth bounce animation. If you want more bounce, then you need to add more than 4 keyframes, following the same pattern. If you want to change the speed of this bounce animation, go to the spline editor again, select all the keyframes, and click this button, which says Shape Box. Now you can drag this box to manipulate the keyframes. The smaller the box, the faster the animation, and vice versa. It's looking good now. You can also add motion blur to make it look even better. Now let's move on to the next method. Let's first reset this transform node, because we don't need keyframes for this method. For that, click this button and decrease its size. Now, in the Inspector tab, right-click on Size, Modify Width, and you'll see a bunch of modifiers which you can use to do cool stuff in Resolve. From here, select Anim Curves. Now you'll notice that it automatically added a scale animation. And it goes till the very end frame of the composition, no matter how long or short it is. But we don't need that, we need a bounce animation. For that, select the transform node and go to the modifiers tab, and this is the control panel for Anim Curves. It might look confusing, but it's easier than you think. Let me break it down for you. First is the source controls. Determines how the animation time is calculated. It has 3 sources, but we mainly use only 2. The first one is duration. It ties the animation to the length of the clip in the timeline. It's the default one. And the second one is custom. It allows manual control over the timing, letting you define the input via keyframes. And for our case, custom is the way to go. And now you'll notice that there is no longer any animation. That's because we haven't told it where we want the animation, and we do that using this input value. Let's say we want the animation between frames 0 and 30, so we'll add a keyframe to input at frame 0 and 1 keyframe at frame 30, and on this keyframe, we will set the input value to 1. And as you can see, the animation will only happen between these frames, but we want a bounce animation, not this For that, first let's size it down, and we do that using this scale value. It basically works like a normal size value in the transform node. The only difference is that it's already animated, so scale it down and get your preferred size. And now we have a nice scale up animation. Now we just need to add the bounce animation, and believe me, you are just 2 clicks away from it. Go to this curves option. It basically adds easing to the animation. We can either create a custom curve like we do in the normal spline editor, or we can set it to easing. Now we have separate easing options for both in and out animations. For the bounce animation, we don't want to add easing to the in animation, so go to the out option, and from this drop-down menu, don't select bounce, as it's a different type of bounce. As you can see, instead, select this elastic easing. And congratulations! We have the cleanest and perfect bounce animation, and we can easily change its speed. Just go back to the Anim Curves control panel and go to this timescale property. It basically stretches or squishes the speed of the animation. A value higher than 1 makes it run faster, lower value makes it slower. So, you can play with it to get the perfect speed according to your need. And that's just not it. Anim Curves can do a lot more than only adding bounce animation, and if you want, I can bring a dedicated video explaining Anim Curves in detail so you can get the most out of it. Let me know in the comments section, and let's move on to the easiest method for creating a bounce animation. After downloading and installing the plugins, hit Shift plus Spacebar on your keyboard and search Rev. You'll see these 5 plugins, and believe me, this is everything you need to automate your animations. I'll explain each one later, but first let's start by adding the bounce animation. For that, select Scale Smith. As you can tell by its name, it adds various animations to the scale property. Add it and connect it after the transform node. Now, as you can see, it automatically added a smooth scale-up animation. You can also customize the graph here, or add pre-built animations like we did in the Anim Curves part. So change this custom curve to easing. And select None for the in animation, and Elastic for the out animation. And we have this perfect bounce in just a few clicks, and apparently, this is much faster than the previous methods. And the reason why you should use this plugin to do all of your animations is the controls it gives you. Let's say you don't want this animation to start from frame 0. Instead, you want it to begin at frame 30, and it should end at frame 60. To do that, move your playhead to the frame you want the animation to begin, and head over to this timing tab. This is where you control the timing and scaling of the animation. These 2 buttons determine the in and out points for your animation. Make sure you have your playhead at frame 30 and click this Set Start button. This will mark it as in point, meaning the animation will begin from this frame. Then go to frame 60 and click this Set End button. This will mark this frame as out point. Basically, the animation will end here. And as you can see, there is no animation outside this time frame. The animation exists only between those in and out points, and it comes with pre-built out animation, as you can see. If you don't want that, just uncheck it, and again, you can mark in and out points for out animation as well. You can also control the scaling of your animation. You can see these 2 sliders, starting size and ending size, and they give you control over the starting and ending size of the bounce animation. And that's how you can use the Scale Smith plugin to add bounce animation, but there are 4 more left. The second one is Anchor Flow. It is used to do slide animations like slide up, slide right, slide left, etc. It has this slide up animation by default, and this looks amazing even without changing anything. And if you want the slide animation horizontally, not vertically, it's simple. Just turn off the Y switch and turn on the X switch. Now it'll animate horizontally along X-axis. And of course, you can set in and out points for your animation and change the starting and ending position as you like. You can also set the pre-built in and out animations as well. Play with these and find the best animation combo for yourself. The next one is Path Flow. What Path Flow does is very simple. It lets you create a visible path, and any object connected to it will automatically animate along that path. Now I can simply edit the path, move the points around, and the animation updates instantly. This makes it super easy to create smooth motion paths. And it has all the controls, the same as other plugins, with a new control, which lets you control the object size, so you don't need a separate transform node for that. Then there is Spin Master. As the name suggests, it lets you create all kinds of angle-based animations. It comes with a default animation, and you can set in and out points, just like others. Change the starting and ending positions, and select your favorite easing. Alright, this looks amazing. I also got this really cool idea to combine two different plugins and make a quite impressive animation. So I added Scale Smith right after Spin Master and played with its easing and in and out points. And it turned out pretty well, as you can see. And this is the final animation, and it looks quite good for an animation that was made in seconds without a single keyframe. And this is just the tip of an iceberg. You have got an infinite amount of combinations to try out and make something the world has never seen before. Next is FlexiScale. It lets you add squash and stretch animations. You have separate controls for X and Y values. Now let's talk about the controls. First, there are these delay controls for each X and Y, which let you add delay between each animation. Like if I set the X starting delay value to 5, then the X value won't animate until frame 5, but the Y value will animate because there's no delay for it, and it would have this kind of animation. You can do the same with the Y value. It has all the flexibility, so you can try it out and get the animation you want. And then you have all your usual stuff, easing animations, in and out points, etc. Finally, let's move on to the last one, Animate Master. This one is a little unique and special. You don't even need to connect it to your node tree. You can throw it anywhere on your node graph, and what it does is, it lets you animate any slider or property from any other node on the node graph. For example, let's delete this DaVinci logo, add a background node, and connect a rectangle mask to it. Now, in the rectangle node, if I want to animate its width or height, you can't do it with the other plugins I've shown you before, and that's what Animate Master is for. And this is how it works. Select both nodes, the Animate Master and the node you want to have animation in. Now you'll see both of them in the inspector menu together. There, select the rectangle and look for the property you want to animate. Let's first animate its width. So, right-click on it and select Expression. Then you'll have this little plus icon. Click and drag it over Animate Master. There are 9 inputs in total. You can drop it on any input from 1 to 6, except the last ones, because the last 3 are only for angle animations. So, let's drop it on input 1. Now you'll notice that it added an animation to the rectangle's width. To customize the animation, click on Animate Master, then go to the Curves page. There, you'll have separate controls for each input that you saw on the control page. We have our animation connected to input 1, so we'll expand it, and you have all the controls that were in other plugins, so you can animate it however you want. Now, let me show you how to do the same with its angle property. So again, right-click on the angle, select Expression, drag this plus icon over Animate Master, and here drag it on any of the inputs from 7 to 9, because these are for angle controls. And to customize it, go to the Curves page, and expand input 7, or any input you connected the animation to, and you know the rest. Let's do the same with the corner radius. So, right-click, select Expression, and this time drag it onto the second input, because the first one is connected to width, and then customize it on the Curves page however you like. And we have this pretty cool animation And of course, you can use this plugin on the edit page as well. And to access it, go to the Effects tab and expand the Effects panel. There you'll see this folder named Revis. Open it, and you'll find all the plugins there. Just drag and drop them on any clip and customize it in the Inspector tab. So yeah, that's it for this video. If it helped you even a little, make sure to drop a like. It really helps the channel. Also, definitely check out Revis's pack in the description. I've been using it in my recent animations, and honestly, it's one of the best packs out there right now. You can use my code VORTEX30 to get 30% off. And don't forget to check out Rev's channel and show him some support. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, keep creating and keep improving.